The Inconvenient Truth presents.
Sideline to the suite, players and executives meet, talking about dubs and defeats. Sideline to the sweet. From the sideline where the players at, to executives up in the suite, talking about practice, say I'm heat, playoffs, they can't compete. I want winners that wanna win, fall down, get back up again. Talking sports, gon' tell a friend about sideline to the suite. Sideline to the suite, players and executives meet, talking about dubs and defeats. Sideline to the sweet. Sideline to the sweet.
We are back. Welcome back to the Sideline to the Sweet Sports Podcast that's more like a show. I am your glorious host, TD Stroman 3 Sticks. That's TD Stroman the third. And boy, do we have a lovely show from you today. We are live from the Inconvenient Truth LLC studios. Tell a friend to check into the hottest sports podcast there is, the Sideline to the Sweet Sports Podcast that's more like a show. Oh, man, and we are about to huddle up. I'm talking about, I tell y'all every week, when you get into the Sideline to the Sweet, you ain't got to be an executive. You ain't even got to be an all-star player. But if you got a sports take, if you got a play that everybody needs to hear, this is the sports podcast for you. Because, last time I checked, man, I never got an opportunity to see when Stephen A. Smith was wrong on the NBA Finals 10 years in a row. They gave him a raise. Do you hear me? When Skip Bayless is right, they don't put him in the Hall of Fame. So you can come on the sideline to the suite and tell your opinion, your hot take, or your play. But this is the Huddle. And why you want to be a part of the Huddle? This is where you get an opportunity to first and foremost being here to get, like, you go to the barber shop, or you want to go on and get up with Mike Greenberg, and you see all of the professional athletes, you see the experts, but they just be wrong. It'd be an 8.5 point favorite, and they say they're going to get dogged. And next thing you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers then won. But they don't do nothing but be right back there on Monday. So you can come be a part of the Huddle. You can do the same thing. But over here, you can promote your business. You can promote your podcast. You can promote anything that you got going on right in your square, right here on the Huddle. This is the Sideline to the Sweet Sports Podcast that's more like a show. So I want you to be a part of the Huddle, right? And this is our third episode of the Huddle. And this is actually week 7 of the NFL season. And boy, do we got a good show for you today. This is, first and foremost, we're going to introduce our panelists, tell them why they need to be heard and why you want to hear from them on this edition of the Huddle. Then after we get a chance to introduce our panelists, we're going to get right into it. It's a sports debate show everywhere you look. You got First Take, you got Undisputed, you got all type of debate shows everywhere you look. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to throw some debates out there. We're going to throw some topics out there that's the hot debates of the week. So some of the topics we're going to talk about, we got the first one up. Is it to like a quarterback or not to like a quarterback? We got Dak is back and Tua is still looking shaky. Do you bring back Tua? Do you bring back Dak? The tale of two quarterbacks. Then after we get into that, we're going to talk about, is it leadership with Tom Brady, or is he just being an a-hole like Shannon Sharp saying? I don't know. He got some stuff going on. I want to hear from our panelists. Then we just heard, to trade or not to trade. It is almost the season. Now the Kyle Shanahan, the genius out in the Bay, he done traded a second, a third, and a fourth, and a fifth for a running back? Uh-oh. Then you got to say it with your chest. I want your bold prediction of the week. So I'm going to ask my panelists to give me their bold prediction of the week. You get a chance to be a part of the show, too. If you want to be a part of the Sideline to the Sweet, the Huddle, hit us up, 443-431-9286. Again, that number is 443-431-9286, or sideline to the sweet at gmail.com. All right. And then before we leave, man, this is week 2 of the parlay pool. Get 2 for the money parlay pool. It has now rolled over to $100. You get a chance to not only be a part of the Huddle, you get a chance to put a free parlay in to see if you can win $100. So we're gonna see who got the hot picks. Last week, everybody struck out, so the money has now rolled over. It's $100, and nobody wins this week, and you're on next week, it'll be $150. This is the Sideline to the Suite, and this is the Huddle. So now that we've got all that out the way, let's bring in our glorious and our lovely panelists from all over the world. First and foremost, he hails from Cleveland. We have got a chance to chop it up a little bit before we got started today. He is ready to bring his hot takes to the Huddle. He hails from Cleveland. He is a Cleveland diehard fan. He has been telling us about his Browns love affair. Would you not only give it up for Christian out of Cleveland?
Say it with your chest.
How's it going, everybody?
I'm sorry, that was my bad. Hold on, I got the wrong thing. All right, hold on. We can cut this, right? Hold on.
The inconvenience.
Where's the thing at there? Hold on. Where's that? We're supposed to have the.
Say it with your chest.
All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna start. We can cut that back.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to the panel. Introduce. Now we're going to introduce our panel, our esteemed panel from all over the world. But before we do that, let's let our buffer introduce our.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Oh, you cannot. If you ain't ready to get the bring the hot takes out the hand, that I don't know what you gonna do, baby. If you ain't ready to bring it out the hand, one more time. Do it one more time for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Let's get this thing moving and grooving. Coming out of Cleveland, bringing in all the hot takes. We'll give you 5 seconds to tell the people why they want to hear your hot takes coming out of Cleveland. Christian Daddario, is that how I say the last name?
Daddario.
Yeah. Christian Daddario, you get 15 seconds to tell the people why they want to hear from you, why they want to stick around, man.
Well, like I was telling you before, diehard Cleveland Browns fan, and I love to get on anywhere and announce my frustrations, talk through it a little bit. And like I was telling you also earlier, I got a blockbuster trade going through with fantasy. I want to hear some opinions, hear some hot takes on that, and I guess get into it. Get ready for week 7.
I hear that. All right. So now we about to introduce coming out of PG County, Maryland. You have seen him. This is his 3rd appearance on the Huddle. He is a 2-time fantasy bring your A-game champion. He has some of the hottest takes. You might have heard him say Jalen Hurts was terrible last year, and the Dallas Cowboys end up winning. He's had some hot takes. Will you give it up for Ryan Breadhead Wallace? Bring him to the floor.
What's going on, man? This is Ryan, aka Bread, man. You know what I do, man. I'm here to take on all these opinions because my opinion matters. Representing PG County, Maryland, man. And when we're done, I'd like for everybody on here to sign a petition to help me get rid of this prick here. I really appreciate it. All right.
That's what's up. All right, that's a hot take. He got the hot profile. If you don't know, you see this is Dan Snyder. And he's also coming out of another podcast. His mother guy. Make sure you check that out. Slaying Self-Doubt. But we're going to keep the intros coming. And he hails from Southeast. Condoteurs in the South Blue. And he's one of our OGs of all OGs. You've seen him on the Huddle. You've seen him talking basketball. He don't really like no goats, but he is a diehard DC fan. Bring him up, Mr. Andrew Green.
Hey. How everybody
Tell people
doing
why
today?
they want to hear your opinion, your hot takes.
Well, I love to talk sports with the fellas, man. My team's struggling right now. I want to see what we can do to start winning and stuff like that. But
you tell the people what's your team?
You already know. Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders is my team. We struggling right now. So Hopefully, tomorrow we can get a win.
Hey, I hear that. So we're gonna make sure we get those. We're gonna get those OG opinions from Andrew Mousy Green out of Southeast DC. But last but not least, he hails from the West Coast. One of my favorite rappers. He has one of the funniest people. He is one of the funniest follows I know. He is my Clipper insider. If you need 16 bars, he will give it to you when he need it. Give it up for Sonny Rose, a Cowboy, aka Ohio State fan.
You know what it is, man.
Tell the people why they want to hear your hot take, sir.
First and foremost, thank you for having me. It's always a treat when players meet. I'm excited to see all my brothers on the panel. And yo, if I ain't right this time, I'm gonna be right next time. That's how we do it. Lock it here.
Hey, I like that. If I ain't right this time, I'll be right the next time. That's what's it. All right, so man, let's get this thing moving and growing. It's only right that we start this thing off first and foremost, because you know what's up there. Concussions everywhere. This is the tale of two quarterbacks. Bring back Dak, or is Tua healthy? So we're gonna start with Tua. Tua is the one that's the first and foremost. He's coming back from that brutal 2 weeks. In only 2 weeks, it seemed like it was something that should be a year-long recovery too, but he's back 2 weeks later. What do you guys think? We're gonna start with the great debate. Can you give us the producer? Can you bring my video up for me so we can talk about Tua and see what is set the stage for this conversation?
This morning, Tua Tagovailoa is just a day away from his return to the NFL. But the last time he left the game, the Miami Dolphins star quarterback was hit so hard he suffered a serious concussion, lost consciousness, and was wheeled off the field. Now amid scrutiny and controversy, the 24-year-old is looking to move past the injury that sidelined him for more than 3 weeks. He defended his decision to return in an interview with Maria Taylor from NBC Sports.
You know, we only have a short span of our prime time, if you will, of our prime, and it's not long. I want to do good by everyone in this organization.
Tua has been medically cleared, received a second opinion, and sat down for interviews with the NFL and its Players Association. His concussion on September 29th came 4 days after this hit, which the Dolphins said was a back injury after he continued to play. Tua's injuries prompting the NFL to make immediate changes to its concussion protocols, including prohibiting players from returning to the game who lose balance or stability.
And so, like for me, I'm all for player safety. But, for me, I just want to go out and do good things for my team, help my team win.
As a neurologist, how concerned are you about Tua's return?
Well, I think Tua is putting himself at risk. That would be my concern. Well, you want your brain to be fully recovered because there's very good evidence that if you have a second injury on top of an unrecovered injury, the consequences can be much more severe.
This morning, a star quarterback choosing to take the risk so he can get on the field and play. For today, Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Well, certainly everyone is wishing him well, and you can see more of that interview.
Man, oh man. So let's get right into it. I'm going to bring it to Ryan Breadhead Wallace out of PG County because you was a part of one of the huddles that we started this. And before we get a chance, if you get a chance, we can always be a part of the sideline to the suite. Hit us at 443-431-9286. Had to get that plug in. But Ryan Breadhead Wallace from out of PG County, you was a part of one of the huddles where this actually had just happened. We was just responding to it. We had seen the first hit against the Buffalo Bills, I believe, and then they came back with the quick one out the 4 days later in Cincy. Where are you standing at with it right now as this story develops? Do you think he should be going out there right now, or do you think it should be sitting down? Let's just go from there to start.
Well, I guess my question is, with the whole sitting thing, did he pass all the protocols? Is he good to go? Because I guess I'm trying to figure out what makes the decision on whether he should go or not. All these players, it's multiple players getting concussions every week. So I guess I'm trying to figure out what determines whether he need to be out even longer. If he's okay and he's ready to go, players been doing it forever. So I guess the question is, do it need to be now? Does it need to be a certain amount of games that a person needs to sit out once they sustain a concussion? I think that should be our question. Because to me, if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. They signed up for this game. He's bound to get another one. Like, you lucky to play this sport for a certain amount of years and never sustain a concussion. So I feel like he's bound to get another one. So when is it okay for him to come back? That's my question.
That is the what was it? A $1.6 billion question. So let me come to you, Christian, out of Ohio. You got Deshaun Watson. You've been waiting for him for 11 weeks. He get hit by the Baltimore Ravens, and he looks like Tua. You want him back in 2 weeks, or you want him out for the season with 2 months?
Well, here's the thing. So it's actually interesting when we're talking about Dak and Tua, because in one of my leagues I have Dak and Tua both sitting on my bench right now. Right, I put in Dak this week. So I'll start with that. That'll be my preface. Right. So here's the thing. When it comes to like the concussions, the concussion protocol, like he said, this has been happening forever. Right. This has been going on. But I think the real issue here is that now it's on the forefront, right? And now everything is just a lot more, concerned about player safety. Everybody's trying to make these strides towards, becoming more acceptable when it comes to that and looking out for the players. But I think what happened is you had it on the national screen and like you said, on the front line, everybody saw his fingers. I mean, that's, I see that in my nightmares, those fingers, you know what I mean? Like, it looked rough, right? So now when you have that situation, now everybody's looking into it, right? And everybody's talking about it and everybody's verbal about it. So it's not like a lineman who gets a concussion and they talk about it in the locker room after. This is your starting quarterback, and you saw it happen, and it was questionable to even put him in the second time, right? This is 4 days later. You didn't even give him a full week to recover. You guys threw him back in, and it happened again. And I mean, everybody saw the footage in Buffalo too. He was walking like a baby-born deer, a fresh-born deer. He couldn't even get his legs under him, right? Exactly. So you put him in 4 weeks or 4 days later, and then now he's got a serious concussion. That puts you guys at that puts you guys in a bad spot. That's a bad look. You know what I mean?
Look, so I mean, now you got 2 weeks after all that.
So now when you're talking 2 weeks after all that, like he said, if he's confident and he feels like he can go out there, that's fine. And like he also said, there's no real indicator. There's no real tangible time that you can put on it right now, because the neurologists are all going to tell you can't play for the rest of the year. You can never play again, right? Because that's their job. They can lose their job if they don't tell you to do that. Right. Exactly. So that's what's tough, because there's never going to be a real common ground where the medical, and I think us fans, as an organization, I don't think it's ever going to agree, because medical is always going to look out for the player, and they're not even going to consider, the money, the marketing, all those kind of things that come into it.
That's exactly what they tell us, because the medical will come from the team. So let me bring my man Sonny. I'm gonna come back to you, Christian.
Sure.
Sonny, we'll bring you in real quick. Now he said the money. When you bring the money involved, like, all right, you a Cowboy fan, Rose. If Dak got that, you paying Dak 75. When does it get to the money comes in? I mean, if I'm making 75, when do I, as a player, say, man, I'm fine. I want to go get that 75.
No, I mean, I get it. That's a great point, but Dak was kind of in a similar situation. A lot of people forget he was franchise tag prior to him getting that ankle fracture. So he was playing really well until he got hurt. So it kind of put Dallas behind the 8 ball a little bit. So they kind of had to give him that deal. But back to Tua's situation, I think this all goes back down to the general manager and the ownership kind of feeling they made a mistake by not picking Herbert prior to even bringing Tua in. Because there's been a lot of, Brian Flores didn't like him.
Okay.
When he was there last year. I mean, there's no reason why he was giving, Fitzpatrick so many starts when they had a top 5, top 10 quarterback, from a prestigious college who's won a national title, and they were giving him the weapons that people thought they were significant. Even like dudes like Parker that weren't really the best wide receivers, but they feel like they were, they were good enough to make something happen. Now when they got dudes like Waddle and Cheetah and stuff, they're like, yo, we got to see what this dude got, because quarterbacks are not cheap. Even someone that's a quarterback that's, let's say, mid-level, mid-tier, not even a top 10 quarterback, they're still looking at $20+ million a year minimum. And that's not even counting what it's looking at towards the cap and what they can do with free agents. So there could be a situation where it was a Deshaun Watson available prior to him going to Cleveland. I think they would have pulled that trigger a long time ago. So I think a lot of that has to do with them figuring out, is Tua really that guy? But now
That's a heck of
It's,
a
it's a
that's a
lot.
heck of a
It's a
take,
lot.
man. That's a heck of a play because I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, they haven't played him yet, so they got to find out is Tua that guy not. Because it is a lot of stuff going on there. So let me go to another dysfunctional franchise a fan of a dysfunctional franchise that's actually making a change in quarterback off an injury. The Commanders, Mousy Andrew Green. So what's your take on it? When does it get to a space where, as a fan, now you seeing as a adult, you got kids that's at that stage that like to play the game, and you seeing that, is that now getting to you as a parent on allowing your kids to keep playing the game? When you seeing that, now you got to make that to tell your parents, or that may tell your kids that, oh, this is a rough game. If you might get concussed, but you might can make some money too. You have to have that conversation with your kids.
Yes, man, because it's life after football. You know what I'm saying? Health is the first. You know what I'm saying? Tua wasn't healthy when he before he when they drafted him. He was hurt. Back when they drafted him, he wasn't healthy then. So I think as he getting one more concussion, he might be done for the year. But if the doctors say that he's ready and he ready, then just put him in. But I think that if he get hurt again, he might be done. And then so let's see what Miami got. They got to make a good, a big decision. So what they gonna do, because they got to make a choice. Are they gonna draft another quarterback next year, or they gonna stay with Tua?
And it's so crazy you bring that up, because you got a situation where another quarterback that just came back, and Rose, you a fan of him. You were just bringing it up to a little bit. So we're gonna talk about the other side of the quarterback dilemma. Dak. One has a concussion that you got to worry about that you haven't paid yet with Tua, but Dak, you've paid the money. You gave Dak the money coming off an injury, and you look like you got a team that can win. So we're gonna start with the Cowboy native, the first one. Sonny, I'm giving it to you, brother. What are you at with it? Cooper Rush is one. If you look at Skip Bayless, man, Skip Bayless, Dak ain't won half of his games. He's 16-16 over the last 32. He ain't Cooper Rush. It might not look the same, but Cooper Rush winning at a different name. Talk to me, Sonny. What's going on? Do you bring Dak back with the hand and he look like Russell in Green Bay because the hand ain't right? And Cooper Rush looking good? You got Detroit. Y'all a big favorite at home. It's saying take the parlay, take the points. Talk to me, Rose. What's going on? Do you take Dak back or you keep Rush rushing?
Well, in regards to tomorrow, I don't see them covering tomorrow anyways, because I think Detroit's a scrappy team. And if you watch every Detroit Lions game this year, they've been in every game, even outside of I think the New England game. But they have the talent. Goff's going to put up numbers. They're getting the running back. So that's on the point spread, that alone. As far as bringing Dak back, I think you have to, because I think Cooper Rush was very minimal in the Philadelphia game, and he was very minimal in the Rams game. So there's only so many times. I mean, they're playing with a great defense. Even the Giants game, they shouldn't have won the Giants game. So I think Cooper Rush has got a lot of good breaks. You put Cooper Rush against Tampa Bay's defense the first game, he plays just as bad as Dak probably. I think they were still getting used to not having their tackle. They had the rookie out there, because Tyron got hurt, kind of shuffling the guards a little bit. And on top of that, I think CeeDee was having a hard time being the number one without having his number two and Gallup available. And then Noah Brown's a special teamer who was really playing above, every expectation. And me being an Ohio State fan, I know Noah Brown from the Oklahoma game that he had. He's a legend off of that alone. So the biggest thing is you kind of see that. But as far as Dak is concerned, I think he's Kirk Cousins, and that's the ceiling. I think this is the best he's going to get. Now he has a great defense. Yeah, but you got to look at Kirk Cousins' numbers the last 4 years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Especially, he was balling in Washington. It was just, sometimes things just don't go the right way. But you give anybody Justin Jefferson, look what they're doing. A lot of people forget Cowboys picked CeeDee Lamb ahead of Justin Jefferson. So that's a whole another universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can only imagine what that would be.
Let me bring in Ryan Breadhead Wallace real quick and respond to that. You a Commanders fan. Do you want them to keep going with Cooper, or do you think Dak gonna take them to some other level that's gonna be hard to find?
Well, I kind of agree with Rose a little bit on that. Like, for instance, last week, if you remember when we talked about this, I was always about, I was like, Cooper was rolling. Let them keep rolling until they lose. They lost. I'm like, all right, so let's bring Dak back. I feel like we talked about it last week where Dak is not on that upper echelon like a Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, where if they come back after injury, I don't care if that joker on the 7-game winning streak, they coming in. So I understood them keeping Cooper Rush in because Dak not on that level. Now that he lost, yeah, it's time to put Dak back in there. And I agree with Rose. If Cooper would have played that first game, that joker probably look worse than Dak. That's just my opinion. But I think it's time to bring Dak back, man, for sure.
Now, let me ask you this. Christian, bring you in real fast. What do you think the ceiling is now that Dak is back?
Well, so the good thing is I mean, now you have a great backup quarterback. No matter what. So, I mean, not going to say that Dak's necessarily injury prone, but we're not going to say he hasn't been in the situation before, right? So I say, Cooper Rush got you a great start to your season. You got your time to, rest, get healthy again. So now you put him in and you go for it. I mean, I'd say the ceiling, you can keep going just because Cowboys have been playing great. You're not going to say that Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. And you're not going to say that in any situation. So really you put him in, you play your heart out, and then at worst come to worst, you have a great backup quarterback. Or if things start to go bad for Dak, then you have another option and you can throw him in. You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. When it comes to you, Drew, you another Commanders fan. You think Dak should come back now? Or you got 2 weeks to the bye week? That'll give you an extra 3 weeks. He might look like Russ. Do you want him to come back? Being a Commanders fan?
For Dak to come back, you know what I'm saying? I think they're saying that because, Cooper Rush had a bad, he threw 2-3 interceptions. Because at first, everybody was, they didn't want that to come back. Now everybody want that to come back. But I think you gotta have that. I mean, that gotta come back because the money, man. You know what I'm saying? They're paying him a lot of money. So let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But he's not the same.
What do you think their ceiling is? You think they last year with Dak, they made it to the first round. They got upset by the 5-time Super Bowl champion from the San Francisco 49. But we ain't gonna bring that up. What do you think their ceiling is right now? Let me get that before we move on to leadership or not leadership. Christian, what do you think they go? Matter of fact, go to you, Andrew. What do you think their ceiling is?
I mean, their defense, man.
First round. I need a ceiling. First round, conference finals, Super Bowl. This is how about them boys? What's the ceiling with Dak? Dak is back. They 4-2. They 4-2 right now.
I'm gonna give them second round because the defense, man.
Second round, defense, okay. That hurt you. It seemed like it really hurt you to say that.
I mean, the defense win championships, man.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get you on record. So we're gonna come to the last one. That's the Cowboy fan last. What's the ceiling, Christian? Where do they go? They made it to the first round. They was upset. Dak was running. He tried to down the ball. They said the referees. Skip Bayless blamed the referee for them not being able to get it. So what is their ceiling now? They 4-2. They got a left tackle. They got all this. Where they go now? Dak is back. Give me your ceiling.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm gonna say second round, right? Because listen. Like he said, defense wins championships, and Zeke is showing he's still got some heart left in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I, Ohio State. Obviously, I was a huge Zeke fan, and I fell off for a while, but he's kind of giving me that like Derrick Rose vibes. Coming back a little bit of. He's got a little heart back left in him, so I want to see what he does. I want to say second round.
All right, second round. All right, we're going to come to you last, Rose, because you the last one. Brian Breadhead Wallace, give me what you got. What's the ceiling on that? Dak is back. Dak is back in the NFC East, and it's been a beastful NFC East. It's been better than we think. It's 6-0 with the Eagles, 4-2 Cowboys, 5-1 New York Football, 4-2 Dallas Cowboys, and the 2-4 Commanders, bringing in Taylor Heineke, who won the division before. So where you see they go?
I see first round, man. I'm one of them people that I don't think the quarterback, everything ain't based off the quarterback. So I don't think just because Dak coming back that limits them or it makes them even better. I just see them losing in the first round. Cowboys bound to fumble it some type of way. literally and figuratively.
You sound like Shannon Sharp. You sound like Shannon Sharp with a little bit of Stephen A. Smith. So we're going to close this great debate out. The last one. the only one on here, a Cowboy fan. We started with you. What is your ceiling with Dak Prescott this season?
NFC Championship.
NFC Championship game, or they win it?
NFC game. No, I don't see them winning because I think Philly's going to be a lot better because I don't think your team in January is the same as your team in October. So I think Philly's going to get better.
Agreed.
You know, so and I think it all depends on that matchup, you know, because I'm not worried about Green Bay. San Francisco's going to be interesting with the new addition they got. We'll talk about that, of course. But I see them winning. I don't think they're definitely not winning the division. But if they can get some favorable wild card matches, because there's going to be a trash team in a wild card. I'm just putting it out there. There's going to be an Atlanta Falcons. Somebody from the NFC South going to sneak in and get smacked the first round. So you can
be the
chalk that
Falcons. They
one
gonna
up.
be the Eagles of last year.
Probably.
Yeah, 9
I
and
see
8
one.
that wasn't supposed to
I
get in
probably
there.
see
It
that.
just went broke their way.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if they get, you know, and so let's say if Minnesota gets the NFC North, which is possible, I'm not worried about Kirk Cousins like that. We've seen what his national TV games look like. So I see NFC Championship as the ceiling.
Listen, man, we got bold predictions coming, man. You saying it with your chest. I hear you there. So we're gonna do this. All right, we still in the great debate. We're gonna bring you back and we're gonna get back to the great debate. Our next one, to lead or not to lead. You know, it seems like if you accomplish, this is considered leadership. If you're not accomplished or they don't like you, this is considered you being an a-hole. So that's what this is Tom Brady at the Pittsburgh Steelers when they just got upset as a 8.5 point favorite on the road. Is this to lead or not to lead? I want to see
nothing of it, but just smart. You buy the rookie. Just get rid of the ball, get to 2nd and 10 instead of taking a sack or doing something foolish, trying to throw it down the field and create a turnover. You're already up 10-6. Play smart football, and that's what Kenny Pickett did right there. Those are the little things that you need to see from Pickett.
And here's not a little thing, because it's Tom Brady coaching up the offensive line, extolling them passionately, or maybe he's just mad.
Or maybe he's just mad. That's a nice one to end it with. Or maybe he's just mad. So I want to start Christian. It seems like you got the smirk ready for me. I'm coming to you, man. Or maybe he's just mad. Is that leadership? Or maybe he's just mad. What's your initial thoughts on that?
Listen, I'm a Brady fan. I'm not a diehard Brady fan. I'm a Brady fan and respect that man. But I think that's really what it comes down to is he kind of respects or he demands a certain type of respect. And I think if they're performing poorly, he's gonna let them know. I mean, think about it. He comes from a Belichick offense. You know what I mean? Things were in order. Things are always going to be in order. So when things aren't in order on this Buccaneers, he's going to be the one to speak up because they weren't part of that system. He knows that system and he knows how powerful it can be. So I think when his line is messing up, he's going to let them know because maybe he's not seeing that from the coaching.
So you saying leadership? So all that you just said, Chris, you saying that's leadership?
I'm saying Tom Brady's a winner. Tom Brady's a winner, and if he's not winning, he's going to make sure he does something to make sure he wins.
That was leadership.
Yes,
I want to get on record for you, Christian.
That's leadership. That's leadership.
All right. Absolutely. I'm gonna come to Ryan Redhead Wallace. Is that you are an athlete? I've seen you. You played in 3 sports in high school with me. Is that leadership, or is that being an ASS?
I think it's a fine line because I always preach this to my boys when they fighting. Do unto others you want others to do unto you. So if their O-line missing, let's just say they missing a few blocks that game, and you go up to them, I get that. But is he willing to take the criticism when he inaccurate that game from other people, from the receivers? I don't think Brady willing to take that criticism when he inaccurate during that game. So if you can dish it.
Said that I was looking at Undisputed. It was a guy named Shannon Sharp. He looked like about 6'3", might be 260. You don't do nothing but lift heavy weights. He was saying that, when what was the guy? Josh McDaniels kind of got in his face. Sonny, come talk to me, Sonny. Is that leadership? I mean, when Josh McDaniels, I see Tom Brady looked like ABS said something about his wife, but that was Josh McDaniels. Was that leadership or was he being an ASS? Talk to me, Sonny.
I think it's a little bit of both, man. To be honest, I'm leaning more towards the ASS part, just for the fact that I think he knows the camera's on, and if he doesn't do that, like if he doesn't do Tom Brady type stuff on the sideline, people start looking like, well, what's really going on? I think the whole thing what happened last Friday about him missing like the team walkthrough and going to Robert Kraft's wedding on a private jet, and then it's hard. Just stand in the locker room, you guys are locking in, and then to have someone come in and start screaming at you and barking on you like that. I just think it's a little bit of both, but it's typical Tom Brady. It's like I get the same vibes from him as I do Russell Wilson. Like as soon as the camera's on, they're gonna do some extra type stuff, and I'm just not a fan of either of it.
This is why we brought the sideline to the suite. All right, we coming to the OG, triple OG, Andrew Mousy Green from out of Southeast. Is that leadership? I mean, you old school, you OG. You know, you from the Michael Jordan era. You from the John Thompson era.
Yep.
You from the, you from the Magic Johnson era. You from the Lawrence Taylor era. You know what I mean? You from the Michael Irvin era. Say a little something to you, get in your chest. Is that leadership or is he being the ASS? Talk to me, OG.
Man, that's leadership, man. This man won 7 championships, man, Super Bowls.
So hold on. See, everybody keeps saying he won. Right. So if I didn't win 7 championships, I could come in here and say, get your effing button, chick, man. You ain't blocking right. But I just Tom, 0-7. I can't say you ain't blocking them with a cuss word behind it. I gotta
see, Carson Wentz can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady could do that. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
if you won, so since he's proven to be a winner, that style is what you telling me is a proven style then. So it's leadership.
Yes, it's leadership. Peyton Manning done it before, you know.
Let me put a hyphen on this too. Let's think about what was it 2 weeks ago with the Mike Evans situation. Everybody saw on the camera what he said to the ref. It's Tom Brady. What do you want me to do? Right?
And good point, Christian.
You know
it's Tom Brady.
He said it's Tom Brady. What the hell do you want me to do?
That's a good and that's a noticeable intangible.
You got Tom Brady yelling in your face. You're gonna get up and you're gonna play ball. You know what I'm saying? Saying.
All right, so it seems like it's a consensus that it was all leadership, but my man Sonny, he think it's a little bit of Broncos country. Let's ride in it. So we seeing it in front of the cameras type thing. So
we need a whole segment for that.
You know what I mean? We get to that one. So we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna get to our third topic. To trade or not to trade is the question. To trade or not to trade. We just heard about a marvelous trade that was just done by the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco fan, I'm gonna try to leave my opinion out of this question, but I want to know from you guys. To trade or not to trade. We've seen a 49ers that just came from this quarterback they have was not even getting a chance to participate, let alone now you making a trade for a second, third, fourth, and a fifth for a running back to run with a quarterback that ain't supposed to be the quarterback. I'm confused as a 49er fan, but we're going to keep that to here nor there. To trade or not to trade, what is your first initial thoughts? Because this is going to drop. We dropping this live. We live right now. I want to know your live thoughts right now, Brad. You got your head to it. You had Christian McCaffrey before. You had Christian McCaffrey win you
he won me a championship. He won me a championship.
Fantasy football league. Do you think that's a good trade? Does that make the 49ers in play now? Or do that just, you gave up a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth?
As far as it definitely makes 49ers or y'all a better team for sure. He's a better player. He's a better running back. As far as the trade is concerned, I think they gave up way too much. I mean, you're giving up all those draft picks for a position that constantly gets injured, let alone him is probably the epitome of being injured. So let's be real here. Potentially tomorrow, he'll get injured. And who knows for how many weeks. I'm not wishing that on him, but we know who he is. Like, he barely plays because he's always injured. And once he gets injured, those draft picks are down the drain. Gone for nothing.
And it makes it a lot more interesting than you say draft picks. They just gave up 3 first-round draft picks for a quarterback who is injured. So let me bring in you, Sonny. You a Cowboy fan. And this is a team that beat your team last in the playoffs. And they got a quarterback now that they don't believe in. I think so. I'm gonna come back to Sonny Christian. We'll come to you real quick. They got a quarterback that it looked like they didn't believe in the 49ers. And now they got him being the quarterback with a running back that's on a rental, but just gave up a second, third, a fourth, and a fifth for. To trade or not to trade? Do you like this trade?
So I don't like the trade. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason I don't like it is they don't, like you said, man, they don't have a firm grasp on what they're doing for the quarterback. They don't like what the moves that they're making right now is like, you're going to make a run for the Super Bowl, right? Like that's the vibes that they're giving off. We're going to make a run for the Super Bowl. Yeah, you have a killer offense, but you don't have you have the pieces, you have like a killer offense, like you said, but the defense with the quarterback, with just kind of what's going on with the team, I don't see the chemistry to make a run for a Super Bowl in the first year. And you can't give Christian McCaffrey that much time. I'm sorry, but he's going to get injured again. Like you said, I would never wish that upon nobody, but it's going to happen again. It's just like you said, it's a position. It's who he is as a running back. It's just the guy. He's going to get injured again. So what you guys are doing is you're making a run for it. But if anything bad happens, like you said, you're back to square zero. You have no draft picks next year.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Hold on. That's the surface level.
Sure.
But they say it ain't about what you know. It's about who you know. And I'm starting to see that this is really a lot of who they know. Because y'all know the backstory behind this. You got Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey. You got all the West Coast getting together.
Yeah.
This is my guy. I know him. We're right in the same kind of parallels. Where does that come in at? What does that do for you, Drew? Andrew, now they know each other. So I give a second, third, and the fourth, and the fifth for a running back because I know that guy. It ain't the person I don't know. I ain't got to tell him the system. I know exactly who he is. We know each other. It's not who you. It ain't not what you know. It's who you know. What's your thoughts on that, Andrew?
Y'all know his father. Y'all don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know him. But he never did he ever play a full season? You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. That's the only reason. He's a good running back, but has he played a full season? You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think they cannot be thinking that he's gonna play a full season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all and also the piggyback to this, he's on a 1-year deal. He's done.
Kyle Shanahan probably, they was close last year. He probably thinking, okay, we get one more piece, we could get.
So now they're running back away from having a quarterback who was a running back too. Yeah. Okay, I'm confused, but I'm just a 49er fan. All right, so let me come to Brian Breadhead. I'm to wrap up this great sports debate. What's the ceiling? We asked about Dak is back. We asked for Tua here. Is leadership or not with Tom? But now you got Jimmy Garoppolo with a team with an NFC championship, and it looks like the defense is better than it was last year. The defense looks a little bit better than it did last year. Now you got Trent Williams, an all-pro at left tackle. You got an all-pro wide receiver / halfback, wide back, whatever they want to call Debo Samuel.
Everything.
Then you got all-pro, first-team all-pro tight end and George Kittle. Then you got then you just got a quarterback that in August you told him don't even get the playbook. But since the quarterback that was the running quarterback got hurt, you got to come back and come mess with Porno Jimmy. You got to get back with Jimmy. So which one is it? What's the ceiling for you, Brian? What you see the ceiling for the 49ers?
I definitely see at least the second round with them because 49ers, no matter what, they always play hard. Like, they always come to play. I give them that. They always play hard. I don't care who on the roster. It seems like they always get up and, they show out. They don't never lay down for anybody. So I can really, if Christian McCaffrey stays relatively healthy, I definitely see in the second round for sure.
Definitely in the second round. Okay, so that's so is that a the second round if you win the division is the NFC Championship. So you got a wild card second round, and that's the second round.
Are they leading the division right now? Are they?
I mean, the division is kind of terrible. Geno Smith making Russell Wilson look like he need to go holler for future. Geno Smith looking good. That's really the competition. Kyler Murray telling his coach, calm down. So, I mean, the division, you look at the Rams, it's like the 49 invitation every time they play the Rams. So, I mean, the division is really there. So, when you say second round, so I'm going to bring in Sonny Rose. You Cowboy fan. Mm-hmm. They just beat you last time. What's your ceiling on the 49ers after this trade? Are they playing the Cowboys in NFC Championship? Are they Super Bowl? This is going to be a bust? This going to fall through? I need that. I need to know what's the play.
I'm looking at this as being a bust. To be real.
Woo, hot take.
Just for the
How
fact
bad
that
of a bust do you got, Sonny?
I see them winning that division, but by default, first and foremost. But I see them being one and done, similar to the Cowboys last year. I think they gave away way too much in this trade. For the fact that going back to Shanahan when he was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta, when has he ever valued a running back? Ever? Who was the running back for that Falcons team? Like, does anybody remember the Falcons running back
Yeah,
for the
he
Super Bowl team?
was the OC. I mean, to start this off, man, I don't want to put my bias in. I'm a 49 fan. They on Twitter they say I'm hard on Kyle Shanahan. I'm just trying to see what the genius said. But go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, so I look at that. So that's just going in regards to that. I mean, the whole thing with Jimmy, I'm not as hard on Jimmy as other people are because I think Jimmy's a good game managing quarterback, and I think that helps you win games in the playoffs. Because sometimes in the playoffs, it's not about stats; it's about getting the W. And the game last year in Green Bay is a perfect example of that. But at the same time, like how is Bosa going to stay healthy? Is the defense going to stay healthy? So I think I'm leaning more towards bust. If I was to put money on it, I think they're one and done in the playoffs. That's just me.
All right, Christian, let me get to you. Did I get to you? Did I get your ceiling? What's your ceiling? What's your ceiling on the 49ers?
I think
You didn't like the trade, right?
No, I didn't really like the trade. No, I didn't like the trade.
Do you think it's gonna be as bad or blow up like Rose? Well, what you got it going?
I want to say that they're going to go to the NFC just because of the competition. And I'm not saying that's because they're going to be the best team out there. I'm just saying, just like you said, the ceiling's so low, like the competition's so low. I think they're gonna go to the NFC. I think they're gonna see the Cowboys, and I think that could go either way.
You say NFC Championship game?
Yes.
The 49 Invitational. That's what that called.
I really do. I think they're gonna see the Cowboys there. I don't think anybody else really has it in them, and I think that could go either way. I think if you got a healthy Dak, you got a healthy Christian McCaffrey. I want to say I give 49ers the edge, but it can go either way.
All right, okay, I hear you. That's a good take. Did I come to you, Ryan Bread Wallace? I got you, Andrew Mousy Green. Did we get what you thought the ceiling was?
For the 49ers?
For the 49ers, where you got them going? Now after this trade, where you have them going with? How far you got them going?
I give them second round, man.
All right, now we asked that before. Second round after the wild card or second round after having the first round bye?
It's kind of tough because the division ain't shaky. So I'm gonna say second round bye.
Second round and bye. All right, cool. All right, that is where we is. That is our great debate. We done had a lot of different little hot topics and hot opinions with that one. So now this is what I want to do. We're gonna get a little chance to get into our bold predictions, and I hope you're getting your parlays ready. We're gonna get to our 2 for the money pool parlay, which is now up to $100. But I want your bold predictions. I'm gonna give each one of you a chance to put your bold prediction out there, make it quick. What is gonna be what is the bold thing that is going to happen this week in the NFL? And I want you to say it really like you mean it.
Say it with your chest, little.
All right, I want you to say it with your chest like you mean it. All right, I want you to say it with your chest. All right. I want you to know, I want you to get this bold prediction. So I'm going to come to you, Brad, first. What is your bold prediction for week 7 in the NFL season?
My bold prediction is Taylor Heineke outperforms Aaron Rodgers.
Taylor Heineke. This is breaking news. Now, you've done this before. You did this one time. We did this on the first season of the Sideline to the Suite in the Huddle. You came with Jalen Hurts, and the Cowboys would win on Monday night, and nobody really had it. So you got Taylor Heineke on a Sunday coming back. He played the Green Bay Packers last year, I think. He's going to outplay the struggling Aaron Rodgers. So you're going to send him back to the trees with the shrooms with Taylor Heineke. That's your bold prediction.
Yes, sir.
He's going back to the shrooms. All right, that is a bold. I mean,
look. I came close last show. I came close. I said Derrick Henry would score 3 TDs on the Commanders, but he got 2. He was almost there.
You definitely did. You definitely came close, but as we all know, close is no it's not a cigar with that one. All right. So we're gonna bring in Christian. I want you to I want to make sure that you say it with your bold prediction, but say it with your chest, huh?
Little.
As much as it hurts me to say, I think Russ Wilson takes it this week. As much as it hurts me to say, I don't know why. I have a feeling he's going to take it this week. I don't know.
Christian, he's not playing. He's not playing.
Wait. I'm sorry. They're in a bye.
No, they say he's out.
This is a first timer right here.
Wait, Russ is out.
This is Christian's
concussion
on the sideline to the suite.
I thought he got cleared.
I mean,
I think it's hamstring or something.
I think really? Christian is back in the future.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, hold on. Let me adjust it then. Adjust it then. Hold on. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Put somebody else in.
No, it's okay. This is definitely breaking news. You know what I mean? This is definitely breaking news. We just broke news. All right. So we're gonna come to you.
I thought Russ was in.
No, Russ is definitely out. He, Broncos country. Let's ride. All right, Andrew. We're gonna come to you. All right. Please, if your bold prediction, make sure it's week 7. Clear. We're in week 7. We know who's playing. Bold prediction as possible. All right. Joe Montana gonna throw for 300 yards. Anyone that's really got a chance of being bold. All right, Drew. Here we go. What's your bold prediction? And I want you to make sure you
say it with your chest, little.
All right. What's your bold prediction?
Ryan took mine, right? So I'm gonna go with Detroit Lions.
Ho. Hold on. Come on, man. No, y'all can't let these go and just let these slide. He said Ryan Breadhead Wallace took his. If y'all didn't know what the Ryan was, these are 2 Commander fans. He had his bold prediction was going to be Taylor Heineke was going to outplay Aaron Rodgers. That was going to be your bold prediction. Was that really going to be your bold prediction?
It was going to be Taylor Heineke have a great game. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going to be outperform Rodgers, but we was going to have a great game. But I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Woo! Okay, that is. Woo! That is scary time. He said that do you know what Skip Bayless would do if they lose to the Detroit Lions? You know what Shannon Sharp would do to them? They lose to the Detroit Lions. That is gold. You know what? The Detroit Lions is a team, and I think they play this week. So that is definitely a good bold prediction. So we're gonna go Christian and see if he got a bold prediction that has really got a chance to happen in week 7 of the NFL. Come on, Christian, give me one.
All right.
What's bold?
All right. I don't know how bold it is, but I think the Bears take New England this week.
The Bears.
I think the Bears take New England this week.
Go
correct.
Into New England on a Monday night.
On a Monday Night Football, yes, I think so.
With Justin Fields, who don't complete more passes than he have on his number on his jersey a game.
The Aldi version of Lamar Jackson.
Man, that is super. I mean, that is Super Bowl. That is Halloween-esque type of bowl right there, man. I mean, that's the way to come back, Christian. That is a triple double. That's a triple sing. That is a quadruple of bold prediction right there.
I'm telling you.
That is the bold prediction of all bold predictions. So we want to make sure. All right, we're gonna make sure we take all these bold predictions down. Oh no, I got to get my man Sonny and see what his bold prediction is. What's your bold prediction, Sonny? What is your bold prediction for the week? What's your bold prediction? Let me see if I can get it. Okay. What's your bold prediction?
My bold prediction.
Bold prediction. And I'm talking about we done had Taylor Heineke is going to outplay Aaron Rodgers. We done had Russell Wilson was going to play, but we had to bring that one back, and we went to the New England Patriots are going to lose to the Chicago Bears on Monday night in New England, and we done had the Detroit Lions will beat the Dallas Cowboys. So when I say it with your chest, you got. I'm talking about you got to say your bold prediction. Them some bold predictions. What is your bold prediction?
That Kansas City is going to blow out the 49ers. Not that big.
Did you freeze?
Blow them out.
Yeah.
Hey, T, did you freeze?
I froze.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? You know what's so funny? I actually think that we're going to lose. See, I down. This is the one time the producer want to get my screen right and put me up forefront. That's all right. All right, but you know what? That's a bold prediction. Even if it's, I mean, I don't know, we 5 times, as long as they don't do, we're gonna just keep it at that. So now we are at the end of the huddle. And this is when you get a chance to see if you could put a parlay in. All right, Christian. All right, Drew. I know Rose, you kind of familiar with parlays. You got a chance to look at the NFL slate. So since it's 4 y'all, I'm asking for 6 picks. One of your picks can be of one game. Of each game, I need 6 games, and it's on Sundays. So Good Lad Production, you can pull up our FanDuel, be able to bring that in real quick so we can show our lines. I need, if you can get on your FanDuel, this is what we doing. And this is when you get a chance to. Must be the money. Get a little bit of money. I need you to pick either the over, under, the spread, or the money line for 6 games. I'm going to give you about 90 seconds. I'll go through a couple games. We got some highlight games. But this is where you get a chance to put a free parlay in. If you don't know what a parlay is, that's when you get a chance to make a multitude of picks and some odds against it. With on here, on the sideline to the suite, on the huddle, you get to throw a parlay in there for free. And you can win. The pat right now is $100. The pat will increase and roll over by $50 every huddle. This is our 3rd huddle. So matter of fact, this is our 3rd huddle, but we didn't offer the parlay pool. We're going to make it 150. The parlay pool is 150. Do the people want to hear, if you will the 150, put 150. The parlay pool 150. I need 6 games with either the money line, over, under, or one of those. The parlay pool is with our huddle. We on our 3rd huddle. The parlay pool is 150. Are you ready? You have your 6 picks. Not all at once. Andrew Green, do you have your 6 picks ready?
Go somebody else, man.
I'm just asking. I'm coming to you. Rose, you got your 6 picks ready?
Not all 6, but I got a couple.
No, get them together. I'm just letting you get your picks together. I'm gonna come to Christian. You getting your picks together? How much more time you need? I'm giving you 90 seconds.
All right, I need a little bit more time.
If you don't know, what you want to do, if you want to just say I'm gonna pick this team, I'll go through some games, and I can show you what we do have. Right, so this is some games. I'll put some game. I will call some games out. If you want to take those, you can.
Hey, turn. I'm ready.
I got them up.
All right. How about you, Drew? You got your 6?
Go ahead, call them out, man.
All right, I'm gonna call out a couple games. You can call. I'm gonna give you. Do you want the Cowboys and the 40? I mean, the Cowboys and the
Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. Who you want?
Detroit.
All right. Now, hold on. Then you got to pick 6 of your own now. Go look on the games. Give yourself a chance to look at the games and then pick the games. Pick
I'm
6
ready.
games.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, we're gonna go to you. So pick 6 games.
All right, Drew. I take out of the Colts and Titans. I take the Colts money line.
All right, you got the Colts money line.
All right, out of the Bengals and Falcons, I take the Bengals money line.
Hold on 1 second. We got the Colts money line.
Bengals
money line.
I got Las Vegas -7.
You got Las Vegas -7, so they got to win by 7.
I got the Jets Jets -1.5.
-1.5.
Tampa Bay money line.
Tampa Bay money line.
And Baltimore -6.5.
And Baltimore -6.5. All right, that is Ryan Breadhead Wallace's parlay. 2 for the money parlay pool. 2 for the money parlay pool. Now let's go to Christian. Christian, are you ready? What's your 6? Who do you like and why?
All right, I got the Falcons -7.
Falcons. Okay, I think they the underdog. So you taking them with the +7.
Or yeah, I'm sorry, +7. Yeah.
No, you good. You get 7 points, so they can't lose by more than 7. They don't lose by more than 7. You get that as a pick. All right, what's your next one?
I'm gonna do the Cardinals. The Cardinals under.
Oh, they already played.
Or I'm sorry, fucking A.
It's all right.
I don't know if you can cuss on here.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yes, go to somebody else. Let me do mine after.
All right, okay. All right, who we got? Sonny, are you ready yet?
No, not yet.
You got some games? What I can do is, Dave, pull up the screen again. I'm gonna give him a chance. If you can, pull up the FanDuel lines for the day for week 7. I'm gonna help out each one of our guys to get through. I'm gonna give them some games that they could pick. Share that screen for me. All right. So here we go. I'll go. You can pick one from it. You can scroll up to the top. I mean, not to the first week game of this week. All right, I think that's it. Okay, so we're gonna go down. If you want Detroit or Dallas, you can get them with -6.5. You can if you can look on there, you see you got Detroit, Dallas, you got the spread. That's what you get. Plus is the points you're given. The minus is how much they got to win by. The money line, you just say that's who you think gonna win. Over under. You can pick one of those 3 for that game. Next game you got the Colts and the Titans. There's your money line. Money line is basically you just picking them straight up. All right. If you want to take them with the spread, so if you want to take the Falcons, you'll get +6.5. So I mean they can't lose by a touchdown. All right, you got the Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a two for the money parlay pool. All right, you got Giants and Jaguars. You come down a little bit more. You got the Browns and the Ravens. You got the Falcons, all Sunday games. Falcons and Bengals, all the gay games. Packers and Commanders.
Oh, I was in the wrong week. That's fine.
And then you got Buccaneers, Panthers. All right. You only need 6 picks. You can pick 6 of those. 6 games. 6 over and under. So we got Brian Breadhead Wiles. You got Colts money line, Bengals money line, Vegas by 7, Jets by 1.5, Tampa Bay money line, and Baltimore 6.5. All right. So anybody else that's ready?
You go ahead, man.
Ready to go, Andrew?
Yeah, let me see you try it, man.
All right, here we go. This is why we got the sidelines this week. You get a chance to do your free parlay. What's your 6?
I got the New York Giants money line.
Giants money line. All right, there you go. I see you.
I got the Detroit Lions -6.
Okay, you getting points, so I'm gonna give you +6. All right.
All right, let me go with the Seattle Seahawks money line.
Money line for Seattle. All right, 3 more.
That's one. Let me go with the Chiefs money line.
Chiefs money line.
1, 2.
That's 4. Give me 2 more. You ain't gonna do your Commanders? You ain't running with your Commanders?
Let me go with the Titans.
All right, Titans money line.
Yeah, and then the Commanders.
Commanders money line. Or you want the points?
Yeah, the points.
You want the points, so you get 5.5. I think that's it. All right. All right. So you got the Giants money line, Lions plus the points, Seattle money line, Chiefs money line, Titans money line, Commanders 5.5. That is Andrew Mousy Green. That's Lee Christian. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Let me see your picks. Let me see what you got there.
All right. So I'm going to do Tennessee money line.
Tennessee money line.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do Bengals money line.
Bengals money line.
I'm going to do Tampa Bay points.
Tampa Bay points.
I'm going to do Jets points.
Jets points.
Jets points. And then I'm going to do Kansas City money line.
Kansas City money line.
And I'm going to do Patriots points.
Patriots points.
Is that 5 or 6?
That's 6.
Okay.
All right, you can pick me one other one besides the Patriots. We're not doing Mondays. We'll do Monday.
Okay.
You can do Monday because it'll be for the week.
You sure? All right.
There's no problem with it. All right, so I think we got everybody's 2 for the money parlay picks. You see if we all right. Okay, we got everybody's 2 for the money parlay picks. Make sure you get a chance to see exactly what it is. All right, so make sure you check your picks. I'm gonna run them through real quick. Brad, you had Colts money line, Bengals money line, Vegas by 7, Jets with a money point and a half. And then you had Tampa Bay money line, Baltimore with the points for your parlay pool, for
Yes,
your
sir.
parlay. And then we have Christian, you got Tennessee with the money line, Bengals money line, Tampa Bay points, Jets points, Kansas City money line, Patriots points. And then money Mousy Green, you got the Giants money line. You got the Lions +6, Seattle money line, Chiefs money line, Titans money line, Commanders +5.5. And we'll get roses off the air. So I want to first and foremost thank each and every one of y'all for joining us on the Sideline to the Suite. So I'll usually give each candidate, whoever was the best debater today, the chance to get about 30 seconds to tell either to promote themselves or to give their hot take or what's on their mind. And our debater of the day, our huddle of the day, is no other than Mr. Christian. Let me get your name together. Daddario.
Daddario, yes, sir. Hey, like the nursery rhyme, hi ho Daddario, right?
Daddario. So this laugh at me real fast. Just laugh at me. Daddario. And I'm a community organizer. And I'm messing up names like that. Christian Daddario, you are our huddle of the week. So you get a chance to get 30 seconds of airtime by yourself. If you got a hot take, it is all yours, brother.
Sure. Well, first off, I want to thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been a blast. Love to be on again, so just let me know. And what I do want to talk about is this blockbuster trade I got going on. So maybe you guys discuss it next week. You tell me if it was a good trade, bad trade, everybody's thoughts, that sort of thing. So I am going to be shipping CD Lamb. I'm going to be shipping D-Hop, George Kittle, and Devin Singletary. I'm going to be receiving Nick Chubb, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Boyd. I know it's a controversial trade, but there's an end goal in mind. So I want to hear thoughts and opinions next week. Also want to talk a little bit about our Cleveland Browns here. I think we're going to get it together. I think, some good things are going to happen. I think we're going to get squeezed in a few more wins before we get Deshaun back. And once we get Deshaun back, I think it's going to, bring the camaraderie in the locker room, the vibes back, and we're going to get back on track to being the team that we were supposed to be. So that's my take.
All right, there we go. Give it up for Christian Daddario, his first time being on Sideline to the Suite. He gets his first FaceTime. I want to thank each one of our panelists. Let me bring them on one by one. Brian Breadhead Wallace, thank you for coming through. Andrew Mousy Green, thank you for coming on. And our new first time on the huddle, Mr. Sunny Sal Rosette, come on in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming on, brother. I want to make sure y'all, if you get a chance to, tell your friend to tell a friend to come through. They could be a part of the Sideline to the Suite Sports Podcast. That's more like a show. Tell a friend to share, subscribe. We will be live again next week with week 8. If you want to be a part of it, hit us at 443-431-9286. Make sure you check all these panelists, their parlays out for the 2 for the money parlay pool. Till next time, tell a friend to tell a friend, all right? Check out Sideline to the Suite Sports Podcast. That's more like a show.